Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and I'm doing a video on the shopping app Instacart, um, and my personal experience as a shopper for Instacart. But before I get into all of that, I would just like to thank you all for your support, and I hope you continue to support on this channel. And to all that haven't supported, or this is your first time seeing my channel or seeing anything on my channel, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel as well. And your open invitation for anyone to subscribe to the channel and check out the content that I already have up on my channel. So I just want to welcome you all here. Now, with that said, let's get into the shopping app Instacart. A little background on Instacart. Instacart is like I said, it's a shopping app on your phone that you can download on your phone. You download it on your phone. You download the shopping app Instacart on your phone. It's basically if you want to be a shopper for Instacart, you apply to be a shopper or just a deliverer to customers. Or you can apply to be both a shopper and deliverer. And, they make more money because they supposedly make more money if you do both. You're doing both. So you're not just concentrating on one, but they do get the option of just being a shopper or being a deliverer. So that's the choice is the applicants. So once Instacart does they do a background check, somewhat of a background check or something like that, basically, then they'll if you pass all of that, the background information and the background check they have, you will become a shopper for Instacart, and they'll let you know and notify you that you're a shopper for Instacart. Now at that point, you're gonna start to get your Instacart little ID and your payment card, your Instacart card where you're gonna pay for the purchases with. They'll mail it to you, or you can get a virtual card as well or something like that. So that option is available as well. So whichever one you choose. Now you're in and you're an Instacart shopper. And now anytime that you feel like shopping and making some money, you sign in on your phone, on the app, you sign on. And at that point, if batches are available, and let me explain what batches are. Batches are the orders. They're the orders for the customers that you're going to shop. Now, a batch can contain from 1 to max 4 orders in one batch. So you can be shopping for 4 customers in one batch. One batch don't mean necessarily one order. Like I said, it can include multiple orders in that one batch. So I just want to make that clear. So, okay. But yeah, so you can actually have, to explain it, you can actually have a batch that contains 3 separate orders going to 3 separate places. So that's what a batch is. So let me just make that clear. But anyway, once you sign in on the app as a shopper, if batches are available in your area that you're located, because of course the app uses GPS as far as where your area is or where you're at. So if there is batches available that are near to where you're at, like within a 5-mile radius or so, they will pop up more than likely on your screen as available. Now, if you look at it, you look at the batch and you might say, I don't want to do that batch, or I do want to do that batch, whichever one you want to do. If you don't want to do that batch, you don't have to do anything. You don't click it, of course. You just leave it up there, or you can wipe it off your screen so hide it or whatever, or so on and so forth. Or you can accept it. You can click on it, accept it. You want that batch, so that you have that option. The option is up to you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to accept the batches if you don't want to. If they don't fit what you feel is acceptable to you, you don't have to get the batch. There'll be other batches that come. But yeah, so if you do accept the batch though, no matter what you're doing, like if you're shopping and delivering, you go to that store that the batch is supposed to be shopped at. You go to that store and you shop the order. Once you accept the batch, you will see the grocery list for that customer, or for them several customers, whatever they have, their grocery list will show up on your phone, and you go shop that order at that specific store that order is for. You get a cart just like you go to the grocery store, you get a cart like a customer, like any other customer. You get a cart and you shop the order, and there's a picture of the item. Normally there's a picture of the item they're requesting and a brief description of the item as well, as far as ounces, what size, all that. How it looks. Usually the picture that looks dead on like the item that's on the shelf, but sometimes that's not the case. So sometimes you might have to do a little reading as far as getting the right item. But this is one thing. Instacart, though, if you get the wrong item, and because you got to scan each item, as you shop the items for the customer, you have to scan by your phone. You're going to scan each item that you shop. So, and if it's the wrong item, more than likely the Instacart app will reject it. They won't accept it. They will tell you blatantly on your screen, that's the wrong item. It's too small. It's this. It's not the right item. This and that. Sometimes, Instacart app has a little glitch in it. So sometimes it might be the right item. There's some times where it might be the right item that you're scanning, but the Instacart app tells you that's the wrong item. In that case, you have to override what they're saying, because basically what they're saying, if it's not clear that it's the item that they ordered, the Instacart app is going to make you aware that you need to take a closer look of what they ordered and double make sure that that's the item that they ordered. And once you do that, you can override Instacart, the Instacart app telling you that's not the item. So you can override that once you pay closer attention. So it's bringing you to pay closer attention to the item that you're shopping, basically. But anyway, so you do this for every item that you shop, no matter how many items it is. It could be as little as 5 items. It could be up to 100 items or more, but you do this for each and every item. Now, once you shop the order, the complete order, the order or orders, once you shop the batch that you accepted, you go to the checkout. And at the checkout, you're going to go through the app. Once you finish, you go to the app, the steps in the app. You're going to scan. Once you get to the cashiers, you will scan a barcode. It's going to be a barcode on your phone. It's going to be normally 2 barcodes, and you scan those 2 barcodes of the order, of each order that you have. And then of course the cashier, rings up each order, whatever. And then you pay. You got the payment card that they sent you, that we talked about earlier. They sent you the payment card, so you just pay for the order. You pay, you swipe, and pay for the order, or you scan your phone if you got a virtual payment card, and you pay for the order. They give you the receipt. You're required to take a picture of the receipt. The app will instruct you to take a picture of the receipt, and basically, you're gonna take a picture, and basically we're ready. At that point, we're ready to deliver. They're gonna ask you how many bags you pay for and stuff like that. But yeah, and you put that in. But basically, we're ready to deliver after that. At that point, and when we deliver, their delivery address will come up. Their delivery address will come up of each order that you have. So you go ahead and deliver it to the customer. You deliver their items to the customer. So basically, that's the way that goes. And once you finish all the deliveries of that batch, whether it's 1 or 4, your amount of money will come on your app that you earn for that batch. Now, the only money that's going to be initially available right off the bat is the money that Instacart pays for the batch. The tip that the customers give, they usually take about 2 hours after delivery for those to become available funds. So, and the tips are important because the tips are normally more than Instacart themselves are paying you. So the tips are very important in this app. Very important. The tips are the thing here that you want to get. That's the main thing. The tips. Not what Instacart paying you, but the tips are the most important. Now the tricky part of this is the customers have 2 hours after delivery to take back that tip from you. Like when they present the batch to you initially, whether it's $30, $50, $20, whatever the batch price is that you accepted it for, that includes the tip or the customer tip. But after delivery, the customer has up to about 2 hours to take that tip back. So a batch that was worth, that presented to you that was worth $25 could actually end up being a total of $12 because the customers, for whatever reason, could have decided to renege on the tip that they initially put forth. And you just got to ride with that. There's nothing you can do about that. So, so it is. That makes it really a tightrope. You can say they shouldn't be able to do that, but that is in play, and that can happen. So that's basically the main how can I put it? The main structure, the main way that it goes. That's usually, then it gets repetitive, and you just over and over again. So it gets repetitive. So you're doing the same thing all the time. Basically, I mean, of course, with different customers, you're going to different locations, and all that. So it's basically that's what you do. You do all day. You're going to different stores. You're shopping. You're delivering to their address or wherever they want to deliver to. And and basically that's what you do all day. That's what you do, and make your money. And it's gonna be different payout amounts or different proposals of payout amounts for different orders. So, a lot, or different for different batches, of course. So one batch could pay $15 for a certain amount of items shopped and delivered. The other one could pay about triple that, pay about $45 for the same amount of items or less amount of items in closer distance. So you just gotta pick and choose wisely your batches. Now, with that said, let me get into some more personal experiences I've had and hiccups that go on. Okay, I've mentioned some about the customer reneging on the tips or reducing the tips. I've faced that. Now I wasn't too happy about those things. I've had trips that batches when they were presented to me, they were $50, and by the time I delivered all 3 orders that was contained in that batch, I only got a pay of $22, and I wasn't happy because I think that I accepted that. I felt like I accepted that batch under false pretenses. If it's $50-something when I accepted it, how once I finish it, I only get $22? If it was presented to me as $22, more than likely I would have never accepted it. So I'm accepting a batch under false pretenses. That's the way I see it as. But anyway, another thing with it, when you shopping the orders, when you shopping the orders, and I mentioned it earlier about the Instacart app could reject the item that you scan and you're saying it's the right item. Sometimes the app don't even allow you to override it. Sometimes you got to go back and forth and do this. You got to try creative ways to get this item through on the app. And it's the reason why you want to get these items accepted through the app while you're shopping them. Because these items, if you don't, these items will give you a problem when you try to check out with the cashier, because the app will decline the payment sometimes, because the app has got this thing where let's say, because their calculations is further off from your calculations because you got something that you didn't add to the app, because the app adds up the price somewhat while you shopping. It adds the items when they accept it. It adds up the total of that order or the order of the item. So it has a little, a general sense of what the price should be of that order. So if you didn't appropriately add any item to an order, it could give you issues at the cashier. So you want to basically do that. You want to add each item, make sure you got each item added to the order. So you definitely would want to do that. But mainly it's like I said, the shopping goes pretty easy. My experience with the shopping, it goes, pretty easy and pretty fairly. Like I've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. So it's the shopping comes pretty easy. I know when I first started about 2.5 years ago, I used to drive all around like a chicken with my head cut off. I used to. Oh, that's another thing. You use your own personal vehicle, or if you want to rent a vehicle to do this or any other, but you use a vehicle that you got yourself to do these deliveries. So that's big too. I just want to mention that. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. But when I first started being a shopper for Instacart, I was running with my head cut off, running from here to there. I was just running all over the place. Here, there, everywhere. Just wherever I was just chasing. I had to get smart. I said, man, this got to go better than this. But I was all over the place, just running. Here, from this store, from this side of town to that side of town to this side of town. And I said, man, it got to be a better way. Got to be a better way. So then I started to get a little bit wiser. And I said, man, I'm going to have me a location where I'm basically a base location. And that's worked out much better for me to have just a base location. You might have one or two base locations. Like if one location is not going, you'll base yourself. Because sometimes you might have to wait outside the store in your car or something, wait for a batch that suits you in that general area that you want. You, like I said, you might have one or two general areas that you want to be at in a base location where you're around several stores that Instacart shops at. So you'll be in the loop. You'll be right there in the loop of all available batches that appeal to you. So when I did that, then things became more easier than just running around with like a chicken with my head cut off. That wasn't the way. That definitely wasn't the way. Yeah. So some of the delivery issues I've had, customers want you to deliver their stuff up to the 3rd floor or the 4th floor, and they don't even have an elevator in the building, and they might have five what they call them, 5 things of them waters, 5, them 24-pack water. Yeah, they may have about 5 or more of those, and you be like, whoa, and you ain't got nothing, no cart, no nothing, no other person, just you, And you gotta navigate that, or they may have a lot of groceries. You gotta navigate that. You're going up, like 4 floors sometimes, 3 or 4 floors. No elevator in some buildings. Mostly all the buildings that I came across do have elevators. So, and the front desk attendant normally they're really nice and they're really helpful, and they have a cart for you and everything, and lead you the way to the elevator and all that. So normally you don't come up on those issues a lot, but they do come up where the customer requests you to bring it up to the 3rd or 4th floor and they don't have an elevator at all. So you're walking up flights of stairs. So if you want to be a shopper for Instacart, I would suggest that you be in some type of shape where, you can climb stairs with, and it's not really draining or really, it's not really something that would really take a lot out of you, that I would say. So, and Instacart also offers a little extra more money, not that much, but for what they call delivering heavy items. So heavier items or heavy items. So yeah. So they add a couple of dollars on for what they consider heavy items or heavy purchases and grocery purchases. But like I said, the tips are the thing that really makes the batch payment worth it. But so what else did I want to talk about with Instacart? Like I said, you got to in my experience, and I do this, sometimes I sit up to about an hour or 2 hours waiting on the batch. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I look at my time is valuable. It is no way, because sometimes your available batches be something like $4 for the batch, and they want you to get 100 items and deliver it 10 miles to somewhere. $4 total for the batch. That includes what Instacart is paying you and your lack of tip. So mostly when the $4 orders come up, you know that the customer is not tipping. Now, you might say in your mind, the customer may tip once you deliver it. Well, I don't know about other shoppers, but I'm not taking that chance of taking this batch and delivering it to these people and in hopes of getting a tip on the back end. No, that ain't the way I play it. You gotta show me something on the front end to attract me to accept a batch like that. It's just certain things that you go. So, like I said, I personally would wait like an hour, sometimes 2 hours for an appropriate batch to me that's acceptable to me or acceptable for me. Me personally, I don't like to go over 5 miles or over 5 miles from the store for a delivery. So if it's like 7 miles or if it's 5 miles, if it's over 5 miles for the delivery from that store that I'm shopping at, I normally won't take those picks. That batch would have to pay something, really astronomical for me to take that pick or that batch. I keep calling it pick, but it's batch. Take that batch and deliver it because it's going out of my zone. You gotta have your own. You gotta have your own. You gotta set your standards for the type of batches you're willing to do, like how many items you're willing to shop and for how much you're willing to shop it for. That's something that I put into play. I have a set limit or a roundabout limit of how many items I'm gonna shop and deliver for in a certain price range. It has to reach that certain price range for me to accept that batch. You just gotta have your standards. That's like with anything in life. It's about standards, and we as human beings have standards and everything else. Why shouldn't we have it in our time and the value of our time and our service, basically? So it's basically you, me, us, the shoppers, are setting the value for our time and service. So we have to stand strong on what we set. Now, I fell off my own standards several times. Sometimes I get bored, sometimes waiting out, and I will accept batches that I wouldn't normally accept sometimes. I do it from time to time. I'm only human. I do that. But I'm trying to get strong. I'm definitely always trying to get stronger to stay with what I know that I want my limits to be for each batch, or the standards I set for each batch for myself. But yeah, I fell off several times, because I get bored. I say, oh shoot, I know I shouldn't accept this. Normally I wouldn't accept this, but what the heck? I accept it. I do it. I guess I would believe everybody does that from time to time. But yeah, so I do that. Like I said, most of the customers that I come across when I deliver it to them, most of them are pretty cordial, and they're pleasant. You may come up to some that are not as pleasant, but it's no big thing, because you probably won't see this person again in your life. So it's no sense going back and forth with them over certain stuff. Just let it be. I would just say, be the bigger person and just let it be, and go on your merry way to yours a trip, but or yours a order. But yeah, so Instacart, the big question a lot of people ask me, knowing that I'm an Instacart shopper, is Instacart worth it? And I would have to say, and I don't know how to answer that question sometimes to people, because I don't know how strong their drive is, how strong your hustle is. It's a lot of elements that go into that. Overall, in general, I would say yes, it could be worth it. Yes, it could be worth it. But it's about how many hours you want to put into this, what time of day you're planning on working, shopping for Instacart. And it's just what's your drive? You can't have a lazy spirit and make money doing Instacart. You can't have a lazy spirit and really make any money doing anything, really, other than, you make a good amount of money or not. You're going to make just enough if you got a lazy spirit, so a lazy disposition. So can you make money doing Instacart? Yes. How much money have I made in one day at working for Instacart? I've made up to $300 in one day doing Instacart. I would not lie to you. I've made up to $300 in one day doing Instacart. And your pay, what you get from Instacart, fluctuates sometimes. Sometimes you may make $250 in a day, and then some days you may not make $100. Because it fluctuates. You some days can be just rolling, and batches are rolling, batches that you like. You doing this, you shopping them and it's kidding them. Everything's working, and everything is clicking, and you just trip, boom, boom, boom. You're just knocking the orders out, and your pace going up, boom, boom, boom. Your pay just keep going up, and you be like, man, whoo! I just was putting the work in, and look what I'm getting paid. And then some days it may be kind of slow. Some days it may be slow. No batches come that you find attractive or you see yourself doing. And then even other days, you may see batches that attract you, but remember, you have to get that batch first. So you're not the only shopper that sees that batch on your phone. There's other shoppers. That's basically your competitors. The other shoppers for Instacart is your competitors that's in that area. So they would most likely see this batch as well. So it's who's quicker. First come, first serve. The first one to get that batch. You gotta have some quick fingers and see it and accept it. You gotta see it. It's a talent. You gotta see it. You gotta see that it match your what your standards are for a batch, and you got to hit it at the same time. You gotta get it. You gotta be there and get that batch. Like I said, it's a lot of shoppers for Instacart. You'll be shocked. It's in some areas and in some stores it's more than others. So it's very competitive. So you can see batches that you like, but you gotta also be quick enough to get that batch from your competitors and your fellow Instacart shoppers. So it's really something. So it's really a challenge. But I just want to let everybody know money can be made in the Instacart game. You just gotta have hustle and drive, and you gotta be willing to put in time, whatever time you're willing to put in. Some Instacart shops, myself, I will put in like on most days 8 hours to 10 hours. 10 being the max amount of hours. Something I have on occasion went past 10 hours and been out there. So just got to do it. You make more money that way. So, and but some people stay out even longer than that. So it's about your hustle, what you're trying to get out of it, and what you're trying to make of it. But you can make money in the Instacart game. It's not easy. It's not easy. Some people come in thinking that's gonna be real easy. That's all I do is shop and deliver to these people. It don't. There's a lot of curveballs in that, so it ain't all that easy. But main thing, money can be made in this game of Instacart. So, if you feel like you could do it, I wish you nothing but the best. Join and become a shopper. If it doesn't sound like something that interests you, I understand that point as well. But with that said, I'm going to end the video right here. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After subscribing, please click that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from the channel. I thank you all for watching this. I'm out on this video. I hope to see you all in previous videos where I show my face on the video, but I definitely will see or have another video or other videos upcoming for you all to view and appreciate. Until then, like I said, I'm out on this one. Peace, one love, and stay safe.